Okay, so the EFL, which is the Football League, and the PFA have put forward a proposal of a 25% wage deferral for players. Now, this does not include the Premier League. However, this will put pressure on the Premier League and the Premier League players to come to some kind of resolution as well. Now, this situation has been dragging on now since before the lockdown. Birmingham City were the first club where the players and the club came together and came to a mutual decision to cut wages in the short term and transfer some of the player wages to the non-playing staff to protect jobs, to avoid the government furlough scheme. What this proposal is a 25% up to, club-by-club basis, wage deferral for players. And it will be temporary. It will be backdated to the beginning of April and run on a temporary basis until normal service is resumed, which could be up to 18 months away before stadiums are allowed to have fans in again, for example. We're going to have a see with the lockdown rules that are currently in place on public gatherings. They're going to be reviewed in a couple of weeks' time. Now, if the Football League clubs, that's the Championship, League 1 and League 2, vote in favour of this proposal, because it's been put forward and they are members of the league and they have to vote on it, and if the players agree to it as well in principle, that will then put pressure on the Premier League and the Premier League players. So it's an interesting turn of events, and I think Scottish football will be looking at this as well, considering that Celtic as a club by itself have taken a similar stance to Birmingham City and acted by themselves, and the players have acted again without the PFA involvement. They decided to come around the table and thrash out a deal. Clubs in England such as Southampton and West Ham have also done the same in the Premier League. So the longer the standoff continues between the players and the clubs at all levels, the worse it becomes, because we have seen clubs in regular season play, Bury for example, this season, and in years past, Gretna in Scotland, go out of business during the season. So we know that some clubs are in a financial precarious position, and it's not just players you've got to find another club to play for. It's the non-playing staff who lose jobs. So the situation is critical. We'll have to see what the EFL members, that's the Championship, League 1 and League 2 clubs, vote. And it'll be very interesting to see those in favour and those against. And we also have to see the PFA members, that's the players, what their decision is as well. But it's a proposal to break the deadlock. Now, if the deadlock is broken at that level, the onus goes on the Premier League then. And the longer the PFA and the Premier League are at loggerheads, the worse it becomes, and the harder and the more difficult it becomes to get a resolution. And football, there are rumours that football could be restarting at some point in May, most likely behind closed doors, obviously, with the current lockdown measures in place. Could we see a player strike out of this? Could we actually see, for the first time, I think, ever in English football, players going on strike over this issue? And while it may not be the best thing in the world, a player strike, we are going to see a change in how football is governed and the finances of football. We have to. I think out of this crisis, changes are going to have to come in governance, transparency, and where the money goes, and player wages and transfers. We are going to see a change in how football is run, I have no doubt. It'll be interesting to see how the Football League clubs vote. But there we go. That's some interesting news. And it looks like things are moving in a positive direction. But we have to wait on the Football League vote. And obviously more will follow in due course. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below. And hopefully we have a successful outcome. Also, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. And let's get those numbers up. Let's get some monetization. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.